Hey, my name is Mike, and this is a too long didn't read guide for the Grong encounter in the Battle of Dazar'alor. Horde and Alliance have the same mechanics in this fight, but they have different names, so try not to confuse you too much. Tantrum for Horde and Death Knell for Alliance is a raid-wide AoE that puts a stacking dot on you that makes you take more damage from this. It's triggered whenever Grong gets to 100 energy or when the player with the core uses their extra action ability on the boss, which also deals 5% damage to Grong. The core drops when the Appetagonizer 3000 for Horde and Death Spectre for Alliance dies. A player runs over it and gets a 20-second dot. You can't use the extra ability until Grong has at least 25 energy, and ideally you should use it when he has around 50 to 60, because Tantrum will hit the raid once for every 25 energy that the boss has. This ad has a cast that you need to interrupt or gives the boss more energy, and when it dies it also does an AoE to anyone within 15 yards. If this hits the boss, he'll gain 50 energy. Throughout the fight, Grong will do 3 attacks in a row on the tank, either Bestial Smash or Rending Bite. Smash does a high amount of damage and gives you a short stacking debuff that makes this do 500% more damage, and Bite puts a 10-second bleed on you. You should tank swap so that no tank ever takes the same ability twice. It is possible for him to cast the same ability 3 times in a row. If that happens, the tank that takes 2 of these hits should pop a cooldown on the last hit, especially if it's Smash. After he does this on Heroic, he'll pick up the current tank, dealing damage every 5 seconds, and then throws them at a random player that's marked with an arrow above their head. If this is you, move out of the raid, because when the tank hits you, they become stunned and do a raid-wide AoE that does less damage the further away you are from people. The boss hits a random player in melee and does damage within 10 yards of them. You'll also drop an orange for Horde and green for Alliance circle on the ground that explodes shortly thereafter. A random range player will be hit with a missile and will spawn an orange for Horde and purple for Alliance puddle on the ground that you do not want to stand in. This puddle stays up for about 40 seconds before disappearing. It'll help if you split your raid up into groups, the number of which will depend on your raid size. You can have 2 to 3 groups of players in melee range, 1 on each side and 1 behind them, and range players can also have a similar setup. This will reduce the amount of players affected by the melee and ranged abilities I just talked about, but on Heroic the boss will also do Ferocious Roar, which is a raid-wide AoE that fears anyone who isn't standing near another player. The last thing you need to know is that Grong will obtain energy at a quicker rate when he reaches 70% health, and even quicker when he reaches 40% health. That was a too long didn't read guide for the Grong encounter. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and consider following me on Twitter. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.